What is up guys and welcome back to my channel. My name is Nouman and today's analysis video is going to be about the Premier League game between Chelsea and Brighton. So Chelsea lined up in a 4-2-3-1 formation, but their formation on the ground was mostly a 4-2-4, with Ruben Loftus-Cheek playing alongside Timo Werner. While Brighton on the other hand lined up in a 3-5-2 formation, which was mostly 3-4-1-2 on the ground. And they also changed their formation to a back four in the second half. Brighton started the game really well, and they had total control of possession during the first half. Brighton's formation without the ball is what made it so difficult for Chelsea to build their play from the back. So this is how the two teams were lined up on the ground. Chelsea's 4-2-3-1 versus Brighton's 3-5-2 formation. Whenever Chelsea tried to build their play from the back, Mbappe and Trossard held their positions and they did not try to apply any pressure on the Chelsea centre-backs. They were happy to give time and space to the Chelsea centre-backs, and they mainly tried to cover the passing lanes to Jorginho and N'Golo Kante by providing cover shadow from the top. And at the same time, Lallana and Bissouma were also pressing the two Chelsea midfielders from the back, which made it very difficult for Chelsea to build their play, especially through the central areas. Alonso and Reece James were pressed by the two Brighton wingbacks, so most of the times the Chelsea centre-backs were forced to play wasteful long passes and they gave away possession to Brighton very easily. The centre-backs are given time and space, the front two are cutting the passing lanes, with the midfielders helping their front two by pressing N'Golo Kante and Jorginho from the back. Wingback is covering the Chelsea fullback, and the strong central overload is forcing Chelsea to go long. Once again, no pressure on the centre-backs, N'Golo Kante and Jorginho are sandwiched between the four Brighton players, and Chelsea can either go long or move to the wide area as the central passing options are blocked. Kurt Zouma plays the ball to Reece James, who plays a first-time pass behind the line for Timo Werner, who was called offside, and Brighton gets the ball back easily. Once again, the same combination of the four Brighton players, keeping the central options blocked and forcing Chelsea to go wide and long. Chelsea once again forced to go long. Ben White wins the first ball, with Bissouma easily winning the second ball. But as the game progressed, Chelsea found a way to build their play using the half spaces. Timo Werner, who was playing at the number 9 position, was often moving to the wide areas, with Ruben taking the temporary number 9 position. Whenever Timo Werner moved to the wide areas, it forced the Brighton wingbacks to stay back and cover Timo Werner. If the wingbacks move up to press the Chelsea fullbacks, they would leave their centre-backs in a 1v2 position against Timo and Mason Mount. So in order to neutralize that overload, the wingbacks were forced to stay close to their centre-backs, and Lallana was stepping out to cover Alonso, with Bissouma and Alzate covering Jorginho and N'Golo Kante. Whenever Lallana stepped out to cover Alonso, it opened a gap in the half space for Mason Mount to drop deep and receive the ball directly from his centre-back, as the other passing options were blocked. The Brighton centre-back could not step out to cover Mason Mount in between the lines, because if the centre-back steps out, he would leave the spaces open in the defense for Timo Werner's diagonal run to exploit the space. This way Mason Mount could easily drop deep to help Chelsea in the build-up. And similarly, whenever Timo Werner moved to the right side, it gave Kai Havertz a chance to drop deep and receive the ball in the half space. Once again, Jorginho and N'Golo Kante can't receive the ball. Lallana steps out to cover Zouma's next passing option, which is Alonso. As soon as Lallana steps out, Jorginho immediately signals Zouma to play the ball behind Lallana for Mason Mount. Lallana steps out to cover Alonso, and Mason Mount is now totally free to receive the ball in the half space, with Kai Havertz ready to attack the space behind the line. Kai Havertz makes a very well-timed run behind the line, but the pass from Mason Mount was not a good one, and Chelsea lost a golden opportunity. Here we can see the complete picture of Chelsea's build-up. Timo Werner is keeping Lampard in the defense, and Ben White can see Mason Mount dropping in the space, but he is still trying not to follow Mason Mount because he knows about the threat of Timo Werner. Ruben has taken the temporary number 9 position and he is keeping Webster busy, and Kai Havertz is now ready to make a blindside run to attack the space. Timo Werner was mostly playing like an inside forward, with Ruben taking the central position and at times operating like a target man. Chelsea going long and trying to use Ruben as the target man, with Timo Werner and Kai Havertz ready to attack the spaces behind the defense. This is a nightmare for any defense when you have two players, Timo Werner and Kai Havertz, with electric pace running behind your line. And all we needed was Ruben to win the first ball and lay it off to Mason Mount. But unfortunately, Ruben is not a target man, and he made a complete mess of it. Chelsea once again going long and trying to use Ruben as the target man to win the first ball and head it in the path of Timo Werner, who is ready to make the run or lay it off for Mason Mount. But Ruben once again failed to win the aerial duel. Chelsea tried that approach quite a few times, but they did not have anyone up front who could win the aerial duels against the Brighton centre-backs and lay it off for Mason Mount, Timo Werner or Kai Havertz. Ruben was able to win only one aerial duel out of the total 7. But I don't blame Ruben at all, because this is not Ruben's playing style. He is definitely not a target man despite his strong physicality, and this is where Giroud was needed. Despite these offensive issues, Chelsea got the lead very early in the game, thanks to Timo Werner and Jorginho. I spoke about Timo Werner's pace and how he is always ready to pounce on any mistakes in my analysis video a few days ago. And this is how Chelsea got the penalty as well and made it 1-0. Brighton, on the other hand, mainly tried to isolate Chelsea's fullbacks in a 2v1 position. The wingbacks were forcing the Chelsea fullbacks out, and that was leaving the Chelsea centre-backs in a 1v1 position against the Brighton front two. The front two were constantly trying to attack the half spaces whenever the wingbacks forced the Chelsea fullbacks out. March could see Reece James stepping out to press him, so he immediately placed the ball behind Reece James, and Brighton have a 2v2 position with just one simple pass. Once again, the ball goes to the wingback, Alonso steps out to cover the wingback, and Lampard immediately plays a one-touch pass behind Alonso for the run of crosser. But Zuma and Christensen did a very good job for Chelsea defensively, and they were able to handle those 1v1 situations very effectively. It wasn't the best performance from Chelsea, but 3 points is all that matters, and hopefully with the inclusion of new players, things will get better in the coming weeks. Thank you so much guys for watching the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.